Okay, well, it looks like we've opened the meeting, and I want to say hello and happy belated World Refugee Day to everyone that's joined today. My name is Tim Docking, and I'm the CEO of the Refugee Investment Network, or RIN. And it's really a pleasure to be hosting today's Refugee Entrepreneurship Showcase. Welcome, and thanks for joining. Before I turn it over the program to my colleague, Selin Uchuk, who directs RIN's entrepreneurial work, and then to the entrepreneurs themselves who you've really tuned in today to come listen to and who will be showcasing their companies, I wanted to take a minute at the outset of the program to provide some updates and to highlight some of the progress that our organization, the Refugee Investment Network, has made in the field of refugee lens investing since its inception. Could we go to the first slide, please, and the next one? Thank you. You know, yesterday was the 4th anniversary of the RIN's launch in 2018 in New York City at the Rockefeller Foundation. And I know some of you that are online today attended that meeting. So it's really important for us to keep all of you sort of attuned to, you know, what we're doing and the progress that we're making. You know, we set out to be the first impact investing and blended finance collaborative dedicated to creating long-term solutions to global forced migration. You see here sort of where RIN is positioned. Many of you are aware of this. We really feel like we were responding to a need that existed between impact investors, interested capital partners on the one side, and the field of refugee investments, like those who will be speaking with you later today on the other. We are an impact investing intermediary. Next slide, please. So one of the tools that we really feel is important to have and to share is our theory of change. And here you have a simple diagram of how we have sought to help tackle this issue by building the field of refugee lens investing, by mobilizing investment capital through that field, and then at the same time changing the narrative and working on policy change. These continue to be the 4 pillars that all of our work rolls up to right now. So if you look at these just real quickly, the refugee lens framework is the next slide that I'll share here, but it's really helped answer that question about what is refugee lens investing. Today, we're going to be talking with entrepreneurs that really sit in these first 3 categories: refugee owned, refugee led, and refugee supporting investments. But just generally, this taxonomy here, this simple 6-part taxonomy has really been welcomed by the interested capital community here, is helping people to define what refugee lens investing is. So we'll be talking more about this over the course of the next 90 minutes or so. But we've really found that this has been responsive to what capital partners were looking for. And we're really happy today to highlight some investments that really fit squarely into this lens. So let me talk just about one last slide here to share with you the work that we've been doing. Just a quick overview over the last 4 years since that inception of our organization, since we launched it on World Refugee Day in 2018. If you follow sort of this quick summary slide from left from top to bottom and then to the right column there, I'll just talk through some of the work to give you a flavor of what we've been working on. We have created a framework that we call the 3I initiative, which is the Initiative for Inclusive Investing. It's a sort of market assessment that we apply to various countries. And in partnership with the Fundación Santo Domingo, we deployed this framework in Colombia last year. And we helped to identify both investment opportunities and market conditions that can help enable the integration of refugee and host communities into society there. We've been working really hard with the Economist Intelligence Unit, which is now called Economist Impact, on a refugee opportunity index. And currently, we're applying it in 10 different countries around the world to help identify strengths and policy weaknesses, and to help very tangibly target donor technical assistance to those areas where weaknesses exist to help strengthen pro-refugee policies in countries across Latin America and in 3 countries in the Horn of Africa. We've partnered with the Inter-American Development Bank on this project. We've also worked with partners based in the United States, like Launch Capital Partners, which has created a very successful investment strategy to create affordable housing for new Americans. We've helped to raise a $3 million fund with the IRC Center for Economic Opportunity, which provides affordable debt for small loans for businesses founded by new Americans. Over on the right side here, we've long been engaged in the Horn of Africa for over a year and a half now, running those 3I assessments in Uganda, Kenya, and Ethiopia with the support of Acumen, IKEA Foundation, the Swiss Development Corporation, and the Japanese International Cooperation Association. We're in partnership with Acumen on this project. We've done some work getting out of the sort of the national realm of things, very much focused on secondary cities in Ethiopia and Uganda that was supported by UN OPS. I've mentioned the JICA work. And we've also spent a good deal of time, and that's why you've all joined here today, focusing on refugee entrepreneurs. And I'll turn the microphone and the program over at this point to Selen, who I introduced at the outset, to talk more about our work on Resilient 100, our work with refugee entrepreneurs, who will introduce that work and introduce the showcase participants today. So thank you again for joining, and I really look forward to your questions as we move through this program.
Thank you, Tim, and thank you everyone for being here with us. We are actually also working with Michaela at the moment to let more people into the room. There are lots of registrations for this event, and some of them I think are having a little trouble with their link. So we're working on that. So just to give them a little time to come in the room and join us as well. But in the meantime, I'll just get us started a little bit before our presenters start. So Resilient 100, as Tim mentioned, the entrepreneurs that you will be hearing from today have all been participants in this program, Resilient 100, which is a partnership of RIN with Silver Lining to make Silver Lining's small business coaching program more inclusive, more accessible to entrepreneurs from marginalized and underserved backgrounds. So we've been working on putting together a diverse global cohort. The majority of the businesses in the cohort, as you see here on the slide, are based in East Africa and the Middle East, but there are several others from countries such as the USA, Germany, Pakistan, Nigeria, France, Malaysia, and others. Again, as Tim mentioned, in line with RIN's Refugee Lens framework, the cohort includes both refugee-led businesses, refugee-owned businesses, as well as that are not, but are refugee supporting. And those businesses tend to be mostly focused on workforce development for refugees and employment of refugees. Some of the refugee-led businesses in Resilient 100 are also based in the refugee settlements and camps in Uganda and Kenya. And those are really interesting and diverse businesses as well that include plastics recycling, creative industries like artisanal works, beekeeping, poultry, and other agriculture ventures, and services like cyber cafes, nail salons, etc. In addition to small businesses from these variety of sectors, we have a lot of tech-based innovative businesses as well, such as digital platforms that provide remote employment to refugees, that provide online education and vocational training. So this program was a first for RIN to bring together a community of entrepreneurs from around the world, and that culminated in this great group of businesses, some of whom you will meet shortly, and in order to support the sort of pipeline development for the refugee lands investing sector. So our goal here is only to give a quick sampling of some of these Resilient 100 businesses, but we will continue to create other opportunities for these and other entrepreneurs in RIN's network to connect them with all of you, to increase their visibility with the refugee lands investors and other partners that can provide services and support to them to help them grow. And we've started doing that. For example, I'm very happy to see that a number of the Resilient 100 businesses are now going to be participants in the RIN Acumen East Africa Accelerator that Tim mentioned as well. Some have decided to apply to be a part of UNHCR's Made 51 platform to be able to access new global markets. We'll also be featuring these businesses on RIN's investment opportunities map, which we're in the process of refreshing and expanding. So we just invite you to stay in touch with them, to be able to support them. You will be able to get in touch with them directly, but also please feel free to reach out to me to help me facilitate that. I'll put my email in the chat shortly. So with that, I would like to start the main portion of the program, which is the presenters by our entrepreneurs, Isabella, Sunday, Rami, and Anas. We have asked them to tell you a little bit about their entrepreneurial journey, either as refugees or as entrepreneurs who have seen an opportunity in supporting refugees and to have an impact on refugees. Tell us what their businesses do and what they're sort of working on, what their vision is, and how you all may be able to support that vision. We are going to have a Q&A period at the end, so please feel free to put your questions in the chat throughout as you listen to the presentations, and we will do our best to voice as many of those as possible. And if anything is left, we will make sure to get back to you with answers after the event as well. We'll also be sending out a follow-up email after the event with the presenters' contact information and their businesses' links, so you can continue to stay in touch as well. So with that, our first presenter is Isabella, and I'd like to turn the mic over to her to tell us about what she does and what Sector 7 does. Go ahead, Isabella, welcome.